What's up, fuckers? Here we go, kids. Remember when I said there wasn't going to be previews? I lied! Get fucked, Craig. Trying to get too distracted. We'll try to keep him at 30 minutes, but I make no promises. Alrighty, here we go. Let's start. You know what? Who won last season? Anybody remember who won last season? Oh, right. It was the AL, because of course it was the AL who's been dominating. 6 out of the 7 years since we had the division draft, the American League has slapped the National League ground. So let's start over there. Number 1 seed going to be your Memphis Blues, winning 100 games on the dot. I think that's exactly what they won last year too, no? Never mind. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Regardless, 100 games in the Alvarado division, which ended up being pretty good this year. Excuse me. The top 4 getter on the pitching side, no surprise there. Buzz Johnson, in a down year, quote unquote, will still lead the AL in walks per 9 at only 1.4 and putting up a measly 6 WAR himself. One of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in our league at the moment. Slated to start off game number 1. Davis Ocampo, the first baseman, his second full year of work, and he kind of went off. 36 homers, 140 RBIs. Oh my. That is some production, I tell you what. Their opponents are going to be the Montreal Expos, who did make it in on the second last day of the season, I think. They held off an absolutely omega streaking White Sox team to finish second in the division by 1 game. This is a good-looking team, and I gotta say, Matthew has done a pretty good job taking over for Rippo, keeping the ship rolling, and making a few tweaks himself. Also, his farm's looking pretty, okay, never mind, we're on OSA. I can't take that shit seriously. There we go. Top 4 getter in the pitching side was Walt Frank. The lefty rookie, it looks like. Yeah, picked up 3 WAR in his rookie campaign. His FIP stats are pretty okay. 7.5, 2.5, and sub 1 for homers. Although he does pitch in Montreal, so that helps a lot with that. On the batting side, it is the third baseman, Tony Williams. Signed a very, very thick deal on New Year's Day of 2068. Wasn't a fan of the deal. I'm not gonna lie. I did not like the deal. But in his first year, he has been worth it. 5 WAR to his name, 30 homers, 142 RBIs to his name. Good-looking player. They also have Greenwalt going at the top of their rotation. All right, the 2-7 matchup in the AL is a Pawns special. Dodgers hauling in the number 2 seed with a late season push. Cleveland led this division for quite a while, but Cleveland kind of slumped in September. The Dodgers did not, and they took home the bacon 98 dubs for Craig and the Dodgers. Cedric Bastian, top 4 getter for the Dodgers. 4.4 WAR. Almost 9. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. Okay, maybe it's more believable at 50. Bro, I have like 5 pitchers who look like this. Why don't mine pitch like that? According to OSA, this guy has 45 stuff, and he almost racked up 9 Ks per 9 in 184 innings. That's so disgusting. Regardless, there's your top 4 getter for the batting side. Tyler Ross had a bit of a rant go on about him in the Slack a couple days ago about how, of course, he starts destroying the ball when he leaves Pittsburgh. which is a massive pitcher's park, to the Dodgers, which I think leans slightly hitter. But yeah, needless to say, his BABIP isn't even that crazy. 350 is high, but he's been over 300 quite a bit, so just the friendly confines of Dodger Stadium, or whatever the fuck it's called in this game at this point. Led the AL in ribbies with 145. Isolated power of 337 is absolutely fucking insanity. I wonder who the next closest is. That's wild, man. Stats. Where's ISO? WAR. I know it's on this page. Not? Am I fucking blind? Isolated power. 337, and then Flash Poe, who was dealt last year to Cali, I think, had 320 as well, but then it drops to the 280s. Anything over 300 is kind of wild. So that's an incredible season for Mr. Ross. Did he play? Oh, he played first base. Okay, I was gonna say he can definitely play third base with this. It probably won't be pretty, but yeah, good looking player. California, nice, well-rounded team. Sorry, the Dodgers. We'll look at California right now. We did mention Flash Poe. His isolated power there. He's second in WAR. Well, look who it is. If only somebody didn't trade him away too early in his fucking career. Jason Ball, your top batting WAR getter for California Indians, the former Portland Hop, who I'm gonna say it, gave up on him a little too early. Looks like he's having a renaissance, as you can say, or as you can see. Up 5 WAR, 36 home runs to go along with 34 stolen bases. What the hell? Feels like he should have a lot more than that. Probably plays a pretty okay center field as well. Yep, he's perfectly fine out there, so. Nice looking player. On the pitching side, oh, this was the IFA, right? Kazuho Omi. Kazuho Omi. Got dealt a fat deal. 40-45, then 3 years at 24. So what is that? What is that per annum? What does that work out to? 157 is like 31 and a half a year. So far, I mean, 31 and a half for a 5 WAR pitcher is pretty worth it. Sorry, one sec. There we go. 32 years old, though. That's a bit of the, you might say Tyler dropped the ball. Literally and figuratively, yep. California looking like a nasty team. The Ponds is full of nasty teams. I mean, I'll toot my own horn, too. Like, look at... Oh, my team fucking... I don't know what to... Never mind. The Ponds was fucking a rough place to be this season, let me tell you what. And this is one of the reasons why. Excuse me, we'll get to look at the other reason why pretty quickly here. The 3 seed versus the 6 seed is coming up next. The Cardinals ended up winning the Sandoval by 1 game for the Expos. And the streaking White Sox, I don't know if you didn't see this morning and you weren't around, the White Sox had a 12-game winning streak. Yeah, this is 9, 10, 11, 12-game winning streak. And then, unfortunately, they shit the bed at home versus Montreal. Regardless, we're here to talk about the Cardinals. Landon Peterson was the top pitcher. Oh my god. Oh my god. Where did this guy come from? Might be the first time I'm clicking on Landon Peterson. Probably not, actually, but he led the AL in wins with 18. 5 WAR to his name. This is obviously a breakout year. Almost crested the 200 inning mark. And gave up under 1 homer per 9 in St. Louis. That feels pretty good. On the batting side, we've got Wes Boring. Boring! Alright, well, we'll go to Wilson Tabadoa, who his bars look insane. You kind of expect a little more, yeah? This is I mean, he still looks insane to my scout. 75 power, 70 gap power. I mean, 46 doubles is cool, but 28 homers? Come on, buddy. Only 100 RBIs. Regardless, a huge threat in the middle lineup. Also a switch hitter, by the way. Who's really shouldn't be a switch hitter. He's not... Well, he's still good against lefties, don't get me wrong, but he is absolutely fucking filthy against righties. Really a true left-handed batter. Alright, the final matchup in the AL. We're making good time. That's going to be our 4-5 matchup. The Mariners versus the Phillies. The M's, Steve has carried on the Dustin tradition. This is like his 4th or 5th season with this team already, so while there's still a lot of Dustin players, Steve has been able to put the pieces of the puzzle in the correct places. There's some of his players on here too. His fingerprints are starting to show on this team. 97 dubs. That might be the most in his tenure with this team, yeah. Yeah, they had a little bit of a slump after Dustin left, but it looks like Steve has turned it around, figured it out. So we're going to give him some full marks here. Top pitcher, Miguel Urias, the reliever, the closer, with 42 saves, 3 WAR to his name, and 5.0 wins. WPA, no, what is that? Fuck, what does WPA stand for? My brain. Win probability added. That's how I usually rank relievers. A 160 ERA is absolutely disgusting. And a .3 homer per 9. .3, kids. You give up 2 home runs all year. Looking like front runner for relief pitcher of the year in my eyes. Locked up till 2070 on a very friendly deal. Jesus. An international free agent signing back in 2057. Looks like it took him a while to get here, but he's here. Alright, and finally, everybody's favorite team, Philadelphia Trentons, came in hot with 95 dubs. I remember a couple of years ago, yeah, they had a rough stretch. They rebuilt, and they looked like they were coming out of it, and then they took a huge step back here to 62 wins. And then all of a sudden, the previews had them winning 90 games, and I was so skeptical, but no, they've won 93, 89, and 95, and I think it's safe to say that this team is for real. And we'll start with one of the guys who had the potential to give some serious heartbreak, Tucker Day. I believe he had a big injury in there somewhere, and there was talks of people offering 3 firsts for him. Trent was mad. It looked like another pitcher from Philly was going to turn into burnt toast, but no. No, not happening. 18 dubs. He led the AL, tied for 18 dubs. 76 FIP minus, 22 quality starts out of his 35 starts. Pretty fucking good. 227 innings, 0.6 homers per 9 in Philly, which is a highly homer-friendly park. Netted him the AL's best 6.1 WAR. 7 if you go by our WAR. Good-looking player, and one of my favorite players who nobody talks about, because his name is fun to say, Trevor Vanderveer. This is his first year back after, I think, an injury last season, which derailed what would have been a similar-looking year. But he led the AL in average with 330, put up 5 WAR in essentially his 2.5 year. Interesting that he never played at AA, or AAA, excuse me. Good-looking player that kind of goes under the radar. I don't know if he can this play center field? It certainly can. 7 errors with a 40 error rating in the outfield is... I guess that's about right. Not too many outfield errors. Okay. On to the National League. The #1 seed in the National League. Yes, kids. Let him gloat. This franchise was one of the bottom 3 when Jason took it over, and it took him a while. Oh fuck! I didn't do Cleveland. Sorry, sorry. Oh fuck! What happened? I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about Daryl. Okay, my bad. Oh shit! I'm too nervous. I'm fucking nervous because I know Craig is eyeballing me, telling me to hurry up. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Cleveland, like we said, led the division for a long time. Kind of fell off in September a little bit. They have a deadly-looking offense. They usually are an offense-first kind of team, but they have pitching to back it up here now. Starters, second ERA overall, and Ian Moore, only 3.3 WAR to his name, but almost 6 R WAR, and led the league, the AL in BABIP and WHIP. 1.06 WHIP and a sub-3 ERA. I don't know what happened there, honestly. I got off track after St. Louis. I'm not sure what the fuck, but... And Gabriel Ratana. The trade with Texas in the offseason that got a lot of fucking whammies, if I recall, turns out to be incredibly fruitful for the Indians. 210 hits, 88 stolen bases, and a career 7 WAR. Career year 7 WAR year from Mr. Ratana. And he actually is pretty good at second base, too. What a player. Due up for free agency after only making $8.5 million. I'm sure he is asking for $30 million. Probably 35. See if Daryl can put it in the cards to keep him, but regardless, looking pretty nasty right now. Okay. My apologies. Detroit. Not only for the first time did they win their division, they won 100 games under Tarlow's tenure. There were some rough stretches. There were some failed rebuilds, but they're here. They're queer, and they're ready to steer their team to a championship. Roger Turner was the top WAR getter. I don't know why he has a fucking Cincinnati picture. That really pisses me off. But it's fine. It's fine. Gotta learn to let some things slide. 5 WAR to his name. Almost 200 innings. We have to talk about Svela, though, and his 2 ERA. 2.00 on the nose. Wrecked Julian Svela, by the way. This is why you guys, everybody overreacted to these tags. It's like, oh, fucking, that's why a lot of free agents sat out there. A lot of fragile free agents sat out there in free agency. Oh my god, he's wrecked or fragile, bro. Let's be honest, though. 166 innings from a wrecked Svela is on the lucky side, but there are plenty of fragile players who play almost full years all the time. Rant over. AJ Carbajal. Carbajal continues to put in solid work in a solid career so far. 29 years old. Believe it or not. What's he at for career WAR? 30. I mean, if he keeps putting up 4 and 5 a year, he's got 5 years left. That's not really enough, right? Still, regardless, a really good player. Also, a 6 base running stat. It's fucking... That's actually incredible. What the hell? Man knows how to run the bases, I tell you what. Detroit won 101 games in the Sparrow, but the Sparrow ain't what it used to be. Regardless, there's a couple of good teams in there. Speaking of good teams, last year's 1 seed in the NL, now the 8 seed. We're not going to talk about the AL's 1 seed last year. Miami made it in a game 163 situation, taking out the New York Yankees, who they complained about practically the last half of the season. And when the rubber hit the road, Miami put the pedal to the metal, and they have made their way in. My God, I did not realize they have astronomical, extreme fan loyalty. Bro, what the fuck? That's cheating, man. How the fuck? Jesus. Anyway, the best pitcher for the Marlins And maybe in the NL, Simon Claudil, the Venezuelan who got traded from Baltimore. Middle of the season last year, he was pretty good this year. He had some rough stretches, but his entire body of work is pretty good. 16 wins, 24 out of 33 quality starts. That's like fucking almost 60% quality starts, by the way. That is, actually, it's almost 2/3. It is. That is pretty wild. 229 for K's. 7. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here it is right here. I'm fucking. Why do I have that over there? Ah, that's a problem. Hold on a second. We can fix this. Editing stats. Edit. Basic pitching stats. Edit stat row. Should have this here. Quality start next to quality start percentage. All right. Sorry about that. There we go. There we go. So 73% of his starts were quality starts. Yeah, that is something else. 6.6 WAR. I mean, his Sierra was 273. I really like the Sierra stat. Seems to aggregate a lot of all the other shit and tune out some of the noise. What was Svela's Sierra stat? His is 361. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, and the best hitter for the Marlins, Brian Reedy. Trade with Minnesota, deadline deal 2 years ago. Absolutely went off last year and took a step back, but still a 5 WAR year is a 5 WAR year. How did he get those 5 WAR? His batting stats don't look particularly amazing. And his defense doesn't look great either. Base running is good. I guess I should. What am I talking about? 833 OPS is pretty good, so. I would not want to face the Marlins with the Game 163 Magic. Team that underperformed all year.
They're also taking $10 million.
Bobby, you can't take this money with you, bro. I'm just shitting on you. All right, to hot Atlanta, who won the division for the first time since last year. Would you look at that? But before that, they hadn't won since 2056. But it seems they have righted the ship from the division draft, where everybody seemed to like their division draft, but they couldn't quite put it together. Ooh, I like this guy. I really love this guy, by the way. This guy's one of my favorite players. Bolin Parham. Name 2. Anyway, top of the pitching side is Nicholas Almeida. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forget. Yeah, you actually get it back. 4.5 WAR to his name. He had 3 complete games this year. 3 complete games. From a borderline starter with 50 stamina. Okay, I have a starter tag on him. Okay, that's a bit better. God, my scout thinks this guy will never give up a homer. Disgusting. Yeah, 3 complete games is, in our settings, is pretty damn good. Of course, D-Rich's strategy is just, his park went from pitcher-friendly to hitter-friendly. A lot of home runs, so you'll see a lot of his pitchers with high home run against. Hunter Baker, top hitter for the Barbs this year. 4.5 WAR to his name as well. Boy, this doesn't look like an Atlanta player. 45 power? What the hell? Holy shit, 5.6 base running? Dude. That's a crazy base running stat. Regardless, WAR is WAR. Fragile player who played 155 games as well. They are playing the Toronto Blue Jays, a matchup for the ages. I'm almost 100% certain that D-Rich will know exactly how many times Toronto has beaten him in the playoffs at this point. I expect the answer within 34.2 seconds. Toronto, a good-looking team on paper, Didn't quite put together the hottest of season I imagined they had hoped at 86 dubs. But good enough to get them in the NL. Not in the AL. Just saying. Their best pitcher this year was J.R. Votlin, a guy who I was actually after last year at the deadline, but I mean, offered just enough more to take him home. And he was good. Yeah, he was exactly what you trade for. A 4.5/6.5 WAR player who gave up what? How many home runs? 15 home runs is kind of nuts. I mean, only a .6 homer per 9, but I mean, with 80 home run against, you would expect that to be a lot lower, but still a very, very good number. And I guess Toronto is pretty homer friendly, so nice when you see you guys getting traded for and working out. Yunel Campos. Dude, I thought this guy was like 33. He's 26, putting up pretty much the same year he put up last year. Slight dips on the offensive numbers, but dude, are you kidding me? This is a fucking 140 OPS hitter? Okay, that looks a little better. Regardless. I love this game. Alright. Next matchup is the 3-6 Texas Rangers winning out on the final day of the season. I don't know if they would have had the tiebreaker anyway, but I'm not going to count right now. Is this the second year in a row they won? Yeah, it is. Yeah, they won last year with 89 games. 3 years ago with 88 as well. Man, the Rivera sucks. Fucking step it up, boys. All right, Wilmot Edward. This was a deadline deal pickup last year from Colorado, who I believe, yeah, got him from Minnesota a couple of years before, but when Colorado tore down, they decided to sell this guy. They got a lot, and I will be honest, I thought they overpaid at the time, but I will eat my crow, as Wilmot had a hell of a year. 68 FIP minus. Anything below 80 is a really good year. Anything below 70 is a very good year. 0.4 homers per 9 in Texas is crazy. That's kind of what you expect with the bars you see. And this is a career year in terms of WAR. 6 WAR. He's only 28. He is due some moolah in the next few years. 35, 35, and 40. 35 this year too, but I'd pay $35 million for a 6 WAR pitcher any day of the fucking week. Hansel Monga. Oh, it looks like he is slowly accelerating in his career. I know he usually does pretty well in the playoffs because I remember his name. He is up to 4 WAR on the regular. Wait a minute, that's in 100 games, by the way. Must have had an injury during the season. Yeah, he had a fractured hand, sore elbow. Oh, that was moderate, so he may not have been out for that one. Ooh, he picked up quite a few injuries this season, which is a bit sad, but regardless, a good-looking player. Free arbitration as well. All right, the Pirates. Mr. Etten and his Pittsburgh Pirates winning 90 games. Keep hearing Etten talking about a potential retooling / rebuilding. I'm waiting for the burn down, but he never needs to because he always makes the playoffs. Squeaks in the middle there somewhere. Ralph Tisdale. My goodness, I have a bunch of pictures that look like this too, so I can't say anything, but 3 WAR. This is your top WAR getting pitcher. Oof. Now he's starting Jonathan Pickle, who he got from Minnesota in a deadline deal, but I mean, he's listed as an RP. He pitched only 30 innings, and he was not that good, so Little E's going to have to come up with some interesting strats to beat the Rangers, I think. They are going to be aided on the batting side of the ball, though, by Ben Salazar. It is 6.7 WAR, actually a career high. Guy's off to a pretty good start in his career. 6, 5, 6, and now 7. It's pretty hot. Looks like a nice. This guy reminds me of Spender. Spender on my team. Excuse me. can run, has no real Jesus fuck. Has no real sexy bars, but plays a hell of defense, good running, good all-around player. All right, and finally, I didn't forget anybody, did I? No. Finally, the Giants versus the Cubs. The 4-seed San Francisco Giants putting together a very quiet 92-win season, I will say. They did make quite a few moves at the deadline, and I think that did pay off for them, so props to Matt for that. Francis Shirez, the top pitcher for San Francisco. I mean, the San Francisco ballpark is conducive to some very good pitching stats, but whip of 1.09 is pretty impressive, as well as walks. That's something that's not coming from the ballpark at all. Only the hands of Shirez, and 1.4 is pretty damn good. 5.7 WAR, that's a career high? No. 6 back in Minnesota, but he is a really solid pitcher and someone you love to throw out as your number one. Unfortunately, it's like he's not ready for game one. Henry Lane on the batted side of the ball. 3.7 WAR to his name, which in terms of hitters in San Francisco, that's pretty good. Right fielder, good running. Jeez, a lot of guys have amazing base running stats. What the fuck? It's so crazy. You'll see a guy like this and he'll have like 1. Then you'll see a guy and he'll have 5. You'll see a guy who has like all 50s, he'll have -4, and another one who has like +2. I don't understand the base running stat. Well, a little bit might have to do with our arm rating, which you guys will hear about in the offseason. Apparently our outfield arm is pretty high, so outfielders are fucking throwing guys out like crazy. We're gonna rectify that in the offseason. I digress. Don't get off track. Chicago Cubs. Cubbies put together a 91-win season. Oh yeah, I fucking love it. Sign me up, baby. I love a good Cubs closer, man. I'm so glad that Jeff paid this guy to stay in Chicago. He's only 28. What the fuck? He's 28. How many saves? He has 257 saves. And he's 28, bro. Holy moly. What a player. Bryce Stalnaker, another 40 save season. 45, leading the NL. 4 WAR for a reliever. I don't even have to tell you how fucking wild that is. 6 WPA. That's also pretty insane. If this guy isn't RP of the year, man, I don't know who the fuck is. Should be clear cut. Parker Egan. The batted side of the ball. Probably a lot of this is defense. Yeah, 104, 105 OPS, WRC. Pretty average hitter, but probably pretty solid defender. Played kind of everywhere. Second base, shortstop, a little bit of third base. Very versatile little player for Jeff. All right. Okay, kids, I gotta go take a piss and get some water. And while that happens, you guys get to watch the opening video. And then this playoffs will get kicked off. See you in like 3 minutes. All right. The RTS is running. Turn on the music. Good luck to everybody in the 2068 playoffs. I'll save it just in case. I did import, of course. Alrighty. Good luck, kids. Game 1 to 4 coming up right now. Oh boy. Jason Ball, who we talked about earlier, leads off the postseason with a solo bolo. Christian Harden for the Pirates does the same, but Kent DeBoard has left the game already. We've got an injury for a St. Louis player. That's the starting pitcher of this game, I believe. It certainly is. Kent DeBoard. Day-to-day with a mild calf strain. Well, not the way you want to start the postseason. It could have been worse. But that is going to lead to a bullpen day for Cardinals. Lawrence Day singles in more for Seattle. They're on the board. CJ DiCaprio singles in Pintracool. Bell strikes first. Cleveland strikes first in their game as well. Ned Weston singles in Nut. And there's Ratana. We talked about him doubling in too. 3-0 lead as the St. Louis a bullpen. Not get the job done. Bode Munoz grounds out for Carvel. Detroit. It's a 1-0 lead against their division rivals. Are we lagging? Let's see. I am not dropping any frames. Got it though. Okay, on my end. Oh, is my mic cutting off like that? Oh no. Just the playoff Braves? Oh no. Alright, while I looked away, Wilton Tabadoa, we talked about him. Solo Bolo gets St. Louis on the board. Pittsburgh adds 2 and 2 more. Allegria and Stein with a single and double makes it 4-0. Miami ties the game up on a Woodrow Collins triple. Oh shit, yeah, why is Atlanta... Oh no, why is Atlanta already... Ah shit. I put the faded version up. Oh no. I always find a way to curse D-Rich. There we go, it's fixed, thank you. I have OBS, so I have the I just have a list of every team in every slot, and then I just basically unchecked their faded version, and I accidentally checked off D-Rich's faded version instead of his regular one. Tyler Ross, we talked about him with the 2-run shot. Swings the lead to 2-1 for LA, but it looks like California takes it right back. Justin Kalika, or Kalika, it's a 3-run jack. 4-1 for California. Philly on the board. Did I miss the Seattle? No, I didn't. Ollie Steffler reaches on a fielder's choice, scores Estevez. Philly ties their game up. Montreal now up 2-0 on a solo bolo while Sylvain Perron. There's Bodie Muniz again. Doubling in Carvel. I don't know who the fuck Bodie Muniz is. The second baseman for Detroit. I know who Abel Lagunas is. A 2-run shot makes it 4-1. San Fran ties their game up. Tim Reeves doubles in Kerr, and then they break it. Scott Gallion scores Reeves 2-1. Philly breaks their tie. Roman Howard. Solo a bolo. Scoreless drought in Atlanta and Memphis. The only teams yet to score in this postseason. Memphis is cooking here with first and second with one away, but Ocampo hits into a double play to end the inning. We're off. There's Jason Ball again, tripling in Sepulveda. Then Page grounds out, but that cashes in ball. California takes the salami spread here, 4-2. Oh, I love this one. So that fat sacks. Bodie is a great name. I know his name now, man. Bodie. California breaking out here. Goodrum and Kalika scoring 2 more runs, 8-2. Leonardo Izari. Okay, another name I don't know. It's a solo shot for Texas. That gets them within 2. Still scoreless in Atlanta, and Memphis still with a 0 on the board at home against Montreal. Very surprising there. Also surprising that Atlanta and Toronto are knotted up at 0. So we see an error on the board for Toronto. Of no consequence. First and second, only one away for St. Louis in the bottom of the 5th. They trail by 1. But they're dealing with that bullpen day due to DeBoard leaving the game in the first inning. Staying within 1. Pretty commendable so far. Oh shit, did I start the RTS? Holy shit, I did. Okay, nice. California second and third, only one away, looking to add to a 6-run lead here. Not the start to the postseason that the Dodgers would have liked. Michael Zakowski, the light-hitting shortstop for Miami. It's solo bolo. Got the lead to 2. Runners on the corners for Toronto. There is 1. Anders Ivins scores Gonzalez on a fielder's choice, I believe. Not the prettiest way to do it, but that is still a run nonetheless. So Atlanta and Memphis, the only teams to score yet in this postseason. St. Louis ties it up. Griffin Medellin singles in Montez, tying it up at the 6th. Josiah Evans with a 2-run jack in the top of the 9th against the San Francisco closer. Oh, and he's hurt! Oh, no! The fucking double dicker, man! Not only did Jonah Hopkins blow the save by giving up a 2-run homer, he then left the game. I mean, we already saw it. By hovering over it, if you didn't see it, it was forearm tendonitis, out for 1 to 2 weeks. Oh my goodness. Not a great start for the Giants. Yeah. Blows the save, leaves the game. That's a fucking daily double. And that is going to sting. Yeah, I didn't... Well, I was like, who is the closer for San Francisco? I hovered over him, and I saw the red text. I was like, oh, shit. Because I saw the green bar up here in the scoring updates, but I didn't read the name yet. It's kind of crazy. Reese Cleveland with a 2-run jack retakes the 4-run lead for Detroit here in the 8th. Solidifying a 4-run lead for the Tigers. Bottom of the 8th, Memphis still hasn't scored. Bottom of the 8th, Atlanta still has not scored. Bottom of the 8th, Seattle trailing by 1. Bottom of the 9th now, San Francisco trails by 1. Can they do it to Fry? Poultry walks. The winning runs at the plate incur. Columbus Morris single. Seattle ties it in the 8th. Chris running the last chance for San Francisco down to their final strike. First finals in the books. Fry Stalnaker with his first save of the postseason will take that 2-run homer to the bank. Memphis with runners on first and third with 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. They can't score. Another run for Seattle. Lois Flores singles and the Philadelphia bullpen blows it. Yes, Pittsburgh and Texas is in a rain delay. I wish I could turn them off. I can only turn off rain outs. So sadly, we have to sit and wait for that one. First, top of the 9th, first 2 runners on for Montreal with nobody out. Fielder's choice moves them to first and third. Another fielder's choice. They get the runner at home trying to score. I don't hate it, but they don't get any. 10 hits for Memphis, no runs. Bottom of the 9th, 6 hits for Atlanta, no runs. Leadoff single for Parham. He is the tying run. Garcia strikes out swinging. Toland, the deadline deal. Myron Toland. It's a final in Detroit. They take game 1. Memphis gets shut out at home by Montreal and Greenwald. Atlanta gets shut out at home by Dunville. Holy moly, man. And Seattle hangs on after getting 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th. The Philly bullpen, after a nice, beautiful start by Tucker Day, blows it. And I hope Trent didn't throw his phone across the fucking lab after watching that shit, because I know I would have. Top of the 9th, Cleveland. All right, Pittsburgh and Texas back on. Tied up at 3 in St. Louis. Top of the 9th for Cleveland. Top of the 9th, California continues with that 6-run lead. There it is, yeah. Yeah, blowing a nice Tucker Day start. Connor Stout went 8 innings, by the way. Holy shit. What a nice start from him. Bottom of the 9th for St. Louis. Cleveland got nothing in the top half. St. Louis with a chance to walk it off after their starting pitcher left the game after 0.1 innings pitched. The bullpen has kept them in this game. Can they reward the Penn boys the walk-off victory? Pinch hitter Reinhardt face Prieto. Bottom of the 9th now, Texas trailing by 2. Pittsburgh 4 runs and only 4 hits. Reinhardt walks, sees the winning run. That brings Cuevas up to the plate. He lines out, but Tabadoa steps in. He singles, but the runner gets thrown out at home. Oh my God. Either at home or at third base, the runner got thrown out. Ay. Pittsburgh hangs on. 4 runs on 4 hits. Only 2 for 7 for Texas. And Detroit, the only home team in the NL to save face. Win game 1. Dodgers cooking here in the bottom of the 9th. Bases loaded with only 1 down. Dickerson into the game for California. Madlam strikes over. Here's Tyler Ross. Again, even a slam would only put them within 2. There's a single. That brings into the time runs on deck. Flor Hinojosa. I think that's a former California Angel, isn't it? No. Who did he play for? He walks the bases loaded for Vanegas. The late season signing. Can't get the job done. California will hang on bottom. No, top of the 11th in St. Louis. The last thing you want to do with St. Louis is continue to burn more pitchers. But what can you do? It's the playoffs. You take it one game at a time. Gerstenkorn? Gerstenkorn comes out to pitch for St. Louis. He's given up 2 here with 1 away. That brings in a pinch hitter, McDowell, for the Indians. He singles the bases loaded for Ned Weston, who singles into Gerstenkorn, giving up the Gersta Goat. And now Cleveland has a 2-run lead. No way Prieto is pitching 3 innings, right? I guess he has 35 stamina. He is coming back out for his 3rd inning of work with a 2-run cushion. What the fuck is this? Apparently I added this to the playlist. Seems like this might be a boo-boo. This is kind of a lame song so far. Fastball runner moves up. Not of any consequence. It's all about the batter, Pireno. Oh, okay. Never mind. It gets a little cooler. Pireno walks. That brings up Cuevas, the winning run to the plate. But Cantu gets the job done. David Avila, Tyler Ross, and Tucker Day. Your play. Really? Stout isn't even in the top 3? The dude went 8 innings. Wow, bro. But his counterpart, who took the L... Well, no, he didn't take the L, excuse me. Avila is your pitcher of the day. Okay. Alright, I get it. Okay, what the fuck is this song? I don't know why this is on the playlist at all. Must have been a misclick. Alrighty, game 2's coming up. What do we see here? Seattle. Dude, only Seattle and Detroit held home serve, or home field advantage, so to speak. Every other road team... Yeah, that previous song sucked balls. I don't know what happened there. I must have accidentally added it. Now, okay, now we're cooking. Alright, speaking of cooking, here we go. Game 2, good luck. Off we go. Gersten sucks. That's great, actually. What was that guy's... Gerstenkorn? What a name, man. Shout out to Sam, who gave us that name database like 30 seasons ago. Holy shit, another first inning injury. This time not to a pitcher, though. Robertson is a batter, right? Oh, no, it's the bottom of the first. Marcus Gonzalez, the 2-run jack for Toronto, immediately putting Atlanta behind the 8-ball. But an injury to Jesse Robertson, the starting pitcher for Miami. So Miami's now looking at a bullpen day. How injured is he, though? Neck stiffness. 3 days, so he'll be back in time for his next start, if he gets one. And it's now up to the Miami bullpen, when they're already down 1 game, after they had to play a game 163. However, I think there was 2 days off after that game 163, so they shouldn't be in too bad a shape. Bases loaded for St. Louis in the bottom of the first. Ian Graham in some trouble for the Indians here. He strikes out Cisco. Dude. And they get out of it. The Indians get out of a bases loaded 1-out jam. Yo, Sam, fucking Casper, dude, I hate that guy. Sorry, but after I played that song from your championship, I got recommended his songs for like 2 weeks, and I wanted to fucking shoot myself. Anyway, Joshua Brooks doubles into LA takes the lead. Jake Dan with a solo bolo. Miami's on top. Pittsburgh jumps out again. Tyler Buffington. And Toronto adds another one on Burnaby's single. Detroit ties it right back up, though, and takes the lead. Paquette doubles in, and then Edison Garcia hits a 3-run jack. He had a great postseason last year. You've got to watch for him again this year. Sepulveda was really good for California last year as well. He singles in Calica. Got the lead down to 1. And Leonardo Irizarry, the 3-run jack, puts Texas on top 3-1. There's a 3-run jack from Eli. I'm just going to call him Eli Valiente. For the Phillies, taking a 3-run lead in the third. Walt Liniger with a solo shot also for San Francisco. Second. So suddenly all the home teams winning here except for Toronto. Sorry, Toronto. Toronto. Apparently if you say Toronto, you're an outsider. Flash Poe with a solo bolo. We talked about his isolated power stat in the preview. And there he is showing it off with a solo shot. Putting his team back within 1. St. Louis is on the board. Brian Reinhart singles in. Boring. Detroit threatening here with first and third, 1 away after they've already scored 1. Carvel. Theodore Holtree doubles in Henry Lane for San Francisco. They're up 2-zip. Second and third, nobody out for San Francisco. Looking to bust it open here in the third. Detroit busting it open. Caleb Paquette triples in 2. It's 7-1, and it looks like Detroit is well on their way to taking both games at home here. Bases loaded now for San Fran with only 1 down. A 3-run shot for Burnaby. Atlanta. There's an error in there, too. I'm not sure if that is of any consequence. But Atlanta behind the 8 ball here. Down 6-0. They still have yet to score a run in this postseason. Carthens with a solo shot ties that game up in St. Louis. Glanville Villa with a solo shot. Need a lot more of those bad boys, though. Memphis finally gets on the board with a solo shot from Davis Ocampo. It took them 13 innings to score. Atlanta has gone through 13 without scoring. Rojas for Texas singles in. Who is this Irizarry guy, man? Leonardo Irizarry. I don't think I've ever clicked on this player in my life. Jeremiah Fall Gear. Wait, is that Fall Guys kid? Brandon Fall Guys kid? Solo shot for him makes it 8-2. Lou Lewis with a solo shot. He takes that 2-run lead for LA in the 4th. Bases loaded for Texas with only 2 down here. Or sorry, with 2 down in the 4th. Big spot for Pittsburgh. They do get out of it, though, but 9 hits already for the Rangers. They are slapping the ball around and calling it Susan. Blevins singles in Ratana. Cleveland breaks the tie. San Francisco adds another one on a sac fly from Liniger. California, Flash Post singles in Smallville, and Scott Goodrum with a 3-run jack. And they flip the script again. 10 hits, 6 runs. The Los Angeles Dodgers pitching is not holding up here in the postseason. Holtree doubles in. San Francisco slowly slapping away at the Cubs here. Death by 1,000 cuts, a sac fly, a double, a single. The first one was a fielder's choice. All runs count the same, and they are up 4-0 at this point. Jason gloating already, tempting fate. Tabadoa with a 3-run jack. And his team takes the lead in the 6th. I imagine you can't keep that guy down forever. Grayson Mason with a solo bolo for Memphis makes it 2-zip. Pedro Alegria doubles in Harden for Pittsburgh. They're back within 2. Atlanta now 14. Damn, we have bangers going on here. 14 innings without scoring a run now, the Atlanta Barbs. I may have accidentally cursed them with that faded logo. Dude, these fucking songs rule. I don't even remember adding these. Thank you, past me, I guess. Runner on third with only 1 away for Atlanta. Stauffer, the DH, at the plate. He strikes out swinging Cifuentes. Cifuentes sits down. Wait, Santiago Cifuentes? That's a fucking killer name, man. Too bad he couldn't get a job done with the bat. Atlanta now 15 scoreless innings. Yorley Iglesias with a 2-run jack for Texas. They are now up 4. And Jesus Venegas doubles in 1. That is the late season signing by Craig. Getting off here, getting his team back within 1. They have the tying run at second base. Yorley Iglesias. Bottom. And LA ties the game. I'm getting pinged on Discord for something. Ay, ay, ay. Ratana triples in Camber. There's a record in Cleveland. It probably has to do with Ratana. That gets Cleveland within 1. He's sitting on third base with only 1 away. He's definitely sackable. Seattle again! Getting to the bullpen of the Phillies. Oh my god, man. Not like this. Wait, did they get Ratana at home? I think they must have thrown out Ratana at home. Holy shit. Dude, another nice start by a Philly starter, I imagine somewhere. Ruined by the bullpen late here in the 7th. Excuse me, wow. Atlanta with a base runner sitting at first. Tanner Pfeiffer hits a solo shot in the top of the 9th to make it interesting, but not enough. Memphis will hang on to take game 2 by 1 run, 2-1. Out hit 7-4, but they will split the series. Atlanta now 17 scoreless runs. Paquette with 4 hits in the game, having himself a nice series so far. Top of the 8th, tied at 6 in LA. Leadoff runner on. Cali, 5-3 for St. Louis. Oh, I missed the Wes Boring solo home run. Top of the 9th! Solo shot from Rick Donald! Philly ties it up. They get to the closer. Detroit continues to pound. Bases loaded for Cali with 1 away. It's a final in Atlanta. They have been shut out 2 consecutive games. AJ Jaime singles in Scott Goodrum. That's 1 run. Small comes into the game to try to get Sepulveda out for LA. Can't get the job done. Sepulveda singles in 1. Base is still loaded. Calica scores. Texas hangs on to that 4-run lead. You got Camber with a solo shot in the top of the 9th to lead things off. They need 1 more to send it to extras, potentially. Speaking of extras, we are in extras in Seattle. Oh, God, I'm choking. Uh-oh. If things could not get any fucking worse for the Miami Marlins, Brian Reedy has left the game with an injury after being hit by a pitch. Oh my God. Their potential last chance to do anything. They need this guy. Elbow contusion, moderate throwing. I mean, he'll play through that. You kind of have to, but things not coming up Millhouse for the Marlins. LA does stop California at only 2 runs. St. Louis barely hangs on to their 1-run win. But the the Boring home run was the difference maker. Bottom of the 8th, LA with 2 on with 1 out. Final in San Fran, they cruise and shut out the Cubs 5-0. Winning run on the base pass for the Mariners in the bottom of the 10th. It's Mora. LA cannot score any runs in that 8th inning. His potential. But the potential. Bottom of the 9th, LA 3 outs from going down 2-0, losing both games at home. Not the way you want to start your postseason. Nothing for Philly in the top of the 11th. Seattle with a chance to walk it off and take a 2-0 lead here in this series in the bottom of the 11th. No can do. We go to the 12th inning. LA down to the final out. And it's Tyler Ross, though. He walks. That brings the tying run to the plate in Brooks. And he immediately ends the game. California takes both games in LA to take a 2-0 series lead. Angel Santayana scores Treffer Vanderveer. Billy takes a lead in the 12th. Bottom of the 12th. Who's coming out to save the game for the Phils? Surely it's not Bonilla. Right? He's pitched 3 innings. Oh my God, it's Bonilla. Okay, I mean, he's done. He's pitched 3 scoreless innings, I guess. He's got 40 stamina. He's been cooking. He gets McLaughlin to strike out. Here's the catcher, Coy. He strikes out. McKeon strikes out. Phillies. They try to give it away in the 7th, but they claw it right back in the 12th inning and take game 2 to split this series. Caleb Paquette, Leonardo Irizarry, and Wes Boring, your players of the game. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, I see what it was doing. Okay. It wasn't repeating the playlist. Alright. Game 3 coming on up. Detroit hits the road with a 2-zip lead. You have to face Claudille, though. San Fran and Chicago split at 1. Texas and Pittsburgh split at 1. Toronto goes home with a 2-0 lead. Memphis, Seattle, St. Louis against their counterparts Montreal, Philly, and Cleveland split at 1. And California goes home with a 2-zip lead as well. Why is this song a little loud now? What the hell? Okay. Off we go. Good luck. Wilton Tabadoa leads off today with a 2-run jack. Baseball, the solo bolo, Angel Santana, who had the winning hit yesterday. There we go. Atlanta on the board, baby. Pluck doubles in Gunter and Garcia. Bray Brown doubles in Pluck. Atlanta off to a 3-0 start. There we go. Jeff Graff with the solo bolo, and Justin Moss doubles in 2, just tying the game right up. Bases loaded for LA in the top of the second, only 1 away. A grand slam from Lou Lewis puts LA on top. I believe they've taken the lead early in both of the other games, but just couldn't hold it. See if the pitching can hold here this time. Texas with more runs here. Oh no. Yorley singles in 2. Then Stanford Gunter. I actually tried to trade for this guy. E-Rich can confirm. He looked pretty good, but he leaves the game with an injury here for the Barbs. Really the last thing they want right now, losing a catcher. Survey says... Sorry for the crunching. Gotta get the fisherman's friend out. Elbow contusion. He'll probably play through that. But unfortunately out of this game, where the Braves need to secure this victory and not go down 3-0. John Hunt hit a solo shot for Montreal. Missed that one. And Homa singles in Tart. California now within 2. Wasserman singles in. Burnaby. Toronto is on the board. Esam singles in. Sablo. Chicago on the board first. Hillbilly Jacobson? No fucking way. There's a guy named Hillbilly Jacobson in our league. That is fucking sick. He hits a solo shot, putting Pittsburgh on the board. Cleveland breaks the tie. Justin Moss doing it again, this time just a fielder's choice. Lawrence Day with a solo bolo. Run jack for Dustin Stauffer. There's all the Atlanta runs. Don't spend them all too soon, baby. McDonald with a solo shot for the Phillies. Take the lead. Shot for Jorgensen. Gets them within 4. Joe Stein with a solo bolo puts Pittsburgh within 1. Alright, sorry, I gotta deal with some shit on the side here, so I'm gonna be looking away for a couple minutes. Okay, sorry about that. I'm not even going to attempt to catch up on everything I missed. Just take stock of where we are right now. Miami's up 3-zip. Bottom of the 8th. Cubs are up 4-0. Pittsburgh and Texas tied at 3. Atlanta hang on to barely to a 2-run lead. California has tied it up here in the 6th. Alec Tart. Again, the pitching can't hold on to this lead. Pittsburgh breaks the tie 4-3. Phillies now up 4-2. Trevor Vanderveer. St. Louis up 5-3. And Memphis with the bases loaded. They do get a double from Ocampo to score 2. It's now 3-2. Pittsburgh adding more. 5-3. Ray Brown with the solo shot makes it 8-5. Not with a sac fly. Gets Cleveland back within 1. The final, Miami wins 3-0. They stay alive. Chicago wins 4-0. They take a 2-1 series lead. Toronto trying to tie it up here in the bottom of the 8th. Speaking of tying it up, Cleveland does just that in their bottom of the 8th. Kistner with the solo shot. Tying runs at the plate in Jorgensen. He's already got a home run today. He walks the bases loaded for Augusto Burnaby. Don't tell me the Braves are going to break out and then blow it. Single scores 1. Go-ahead run comes to the plate in Ivins. Tying runs at the plate for Texas in the top of the 9th. Montreal wins the game on a walk-off 2-run jack by John Hunt to take a 2-1 lead over the 1-seed Memphis Blues. Holy shit. Moss singles in the bottom of the 8th. Cleveland now has the lead. It's 8-7 for Toronto, but that's all they can get. 7 runs on 7 hits. Last chance for Atlanta to add insurance here in the top of the 9th. Pluck singles in Garcia. Cleveland hangs on. Bottom of the 9th. Hoofed walk, so Campos, the tying run, comes to the plate. Deadlocked at 4 in Cali. Nothing for LA. Cali with a chance to walk it off. Atlanta wins Game 3. They needed that one. The offense came alive with 9 runs. A single and a sacrifice. They walk Sepulveda intentionally. Jason Ball at the plate. He lines out Josh Page. We have extra innings in California. Nothing for LA in the top half. Winning run sits on first base after good run walks. Nothing for Cali. Sorry, I'm trying to get... Trying to get shit done on the side here. LA, Lyle Mejia singles in Vanagas. They take a lead. They need this game not to go down 3-0. the 11th, now down to the final out here for California. It's Jason Ball. They take the dub. LA stays alive. John Hunt, Claudil, and Easton Poole, your players of the day. Yep, no sweeps on the table today. That is correct. Alright, let's get game 4 cooking here. Yeah, this might be the first time in a while we haven't had anybody in danger of getting up here. What? What did I just do? Did I just fucking sim it? Oh my god, I accidentally simmed it. Okay, hold the phone. That's why we save. I'm fucking retarded. Holy dude. Nobody look at what you saw. That shit is invalid. And don't look at what's coming up on Stats Plus either. Holy fuck, I'm actually the most retarded person in the world. Oh god! Oh man. That's what happens when I try to do two things at once, man. Fuck my life, man. Nothing happens all day. I start streaming, and shit is... I'm getting pinged on fucking... He takes a screenshot, you fucking cunt. That's not gonna happen, though. Like, you're just teasing yourself by looking at that shit. What the fuck? I password in multiple times, man. Because it's gonna be a resim. Come on, dude. That's how it works. Okay, we're on Saturday. Right? Yeah, okay. I've done that before and I've resimmed. No. That's not how it works. I've done this once before and we resimmed it. That's how it's gonna work. That's the precedent. That's what I'm sticking with. It's not fair. Alright. Ignore what you see. Here comes the blackjack ball. This is why I said don't look. You're just teasing yourself because you know that shit is not going to happen. Alright, I meant to hit start RTS. Alright, here we go. I mean, I can do whatever I want. Suck my weenus. I'm the commissioner. Sure you can. Oh, in fact, I'm gonna go into the channel, the scoring update channel, and I'm gonna delete scores. Delete. I know you won't be. I can't delete them from your own personal scores, but. And I'll put in the commission announcements that I fucked up, so. I don't really care. It's a mushroom moment, man. It's one of the like 74 mushroom moments I've had as being your commissioner. Yeah, if you can't take me at my mushroom, you don't deserve me at my whatever. Insert adjective. Of course you do. Oh, fuck. It's one game. Calm down. Calm thy titties. Fuck, man. Of course, I like try to do one thing on the side. An 8-team score in the first inning. Oh, Woody Grant. Detroit's up 2 on Garcia and Carvajal. Memphis out to a big 3-0 lead early. So they're down 2-1. They're the 1 seed. Bornicola. Memphis up 4-0 now. Cubs up 3-1. Hey, you guys can look. I give up. I don't know who the fuck Devon Tooks is, so. Must have been before my time. Oh, no. I'm not going to delete anything. I don't hide my errors. I fucked up. I'm human. Yeah, I don't know who Devon Tooks is, so it's gotta be. And I'm good at remembering Sky players' names usually, so it has to be before I joined. Well, I wasn't very active. Like when I first joined, I was, but I kind of was zoned out a little bit in the mid-20s. I'm not gonna lie, so might have been during that time. Bases loaded for Miami with 2 away. Nothing cooking. San Francisco getting 4 runs. Sorry, 3 runs here in the third to take a 4-3 lead. Yeah, it might have been. I joined in 12, and I was a newbie idiot who was drowning by looking at my own team, so I probably wasn't focused on anybody else. Bases loaded for Cali. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Oh boy, we've got an injury. Jamie Jamison has left the game with an injury for the Rangers. Jamie Johnson. Jaime. Maybe it's Jaime? No, this guy's from Pike Creek, Delaware, right? It's definitely Jamie. Jamie Johnson. That is arthritic elbow. I don't think I've ever seen anybody with arthritic elbow before. He is done. 5-month injury. Goodbye, sweet prince. We hardly knew you. Wait, there's a song? Bro. Come on. Atlanta has tied the game with a Oh my god! A Juan Alfonso 2-run jack tied that up at 2. Justin Mass is having a hell of a series for Cleveland. They're up 2-0. Skylar Ellis has left the game with an injury for the Cards, throwing the ball. Back tightness, he'll be fine. But out of this pivotal game 4, where St. Louis is down 2-1. Not a good time to be losing players. Looks like Memphis is busting out here too. 6-0. Here come all the runs. Cleveland adds another one, and Josiah Evans ties the game up for the Cubs. Miami's on the board. Jonathan Lucas doubles in via. Another injury, Kent Homa. This could be a big one for California, the catcher. One of the better catchers in our game right now. Survey says Mr. Homa's got a sprained elbow for 3 weeks. Probably going to play through that shit. But out of this game 4, maybe giving LA a chance here to tie it up at 2 apiece. Isaac Pluck gives Atlanta the lead. Don't tell me Atlanta's not going to score any runs in the first 2 games and somehow come out at 2 apiece in this series. That would be something else, man. That would be something else, I tell you what. Pittsburgh, Hillbilly Jacobson and Jake McConnell. The double and a single. They're up 4-1. Miami takes a lead on a Jake Dan double. That's a 2-run double, giving them a lead. Texas on their way back. John Galvez with a 2-run shot. They're within 1. A 3-run jack from Flores for Seattle. They flip the lead. Hunt with a solo shot gets his team on the board, and Yokel Montez gets his team on the board with a double. Ezra Peters breaks the tie, scoring Barton. Montreal coming back here. Perrant doubles in 2. Isaac Dix singles in 1. Dave Craig doubles in 1. They're now within 1. Still nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. Ben's Woodruff for the solo bowler for Pittsburgh. That's the first time we've seen his name. How are they up 2-1? Shit. Reese Cleveland with a sac fly ties the game up in the 6th. Cubs with a 2-run jack from Lehman makes it 6-5. They flip the script. Detroit now takes the lead on a Lagunas double. Looking like Miami might somehow claw back and get this series to 2 apiece. Solo bolo for Jake Dennison ties the game up in Philly. Vanegas doubles in a run. LA within 1. Toronto flips the script. What is happening? So many close games. My God. Vin Jorgensen doubles in Campos and Gonzalez. It's 4-3. A 2-run jack from Alegria. Pittsburgh up 7-3 now. Looking to take a 3-1 lead over Texas. Ay. Toronto with another one. A sac fly from Morris. California adds an insurance run here. Sepulveda now a 2-run lead. Philly breaks the tie. Roman Howard doubles in Steffler. Oh my God, a 3-run jack from Griffin Medellin flips another game. St. Louis now up by 1. What the hell, man? There have been like 19 lean changes today. This is insane. San Francisco ties it on a wild pitch. They reload the bases. Okay, Pittsburgh running away with it. Benton Kaiser now. A bases loaded walk. San Francisco is up. Another injury. Yunel Campos has left the game with an injury for Toronto. My God, man. What is happening in this game today? Sprained ankle day to day. Definitely going to be playing through that shit. But out of this game, Peters singles in San Francisco. Now up 8-6. Trevor Terrell, Saxon Pluck. It's 5-4. Atlanta trailing by 1. A solo home run. Chicago trailing by 1. Philly adds 1. A double from Estevez scoring Valiente. They're up 2 runs now. Other than the Pittsburgh game, we have some close-ass games, man. Holy moly. Juan Alfonso with a 2-run jack, his second run of the game. Second dong of the game, and Atlanta takes the lead again. Holy shit, there's been like 5 lead changes in just that game alone. Yorley Iglesias with a 3-run jack. Gets Texas within 3. Another injury. Fornicola singles. Seattle's now within fucking 1 run. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1-run games, 2 2-run games, and a 3-run game. And this is the 5th fucking injury of the day. I don't know what is happening, man. This game is shitting itself due to the resim. Teddy Campbell was injured while pitching. The youngster, the nice-looking youngster reliever, he's got a mild oblique strain. He'll be fine, but he's out of this fucking game, dude. Up by 2. Yeah, sure the fuck isn't. It is absolutely shitting itself. Jaime singles in Calica for California. There's a 3-run lead there. Martin Baker doubles in for Nicola. It's a tie game now. Seattle comes all the way back to tie it up. I guess they are only down by 2, but bases loaded for St. Louis in the top of the 8th. Only 1 down chance for Insurance. Speaking of Insurance, Pedro Alegria doubles in Mitchell. It's now a 4-run lead, 10-6. Briggs doubles in Carvel. It's now 3-run lead for Detroit in the top of the 9th. Bases loaded for Toronto. Another injury! And a 2-run jack! And Chicago takes the lead. Buck ties the game in Toronto. What is going on, man? This is the most bonkers shit I've ever seen this game do. AJ Castle goes down for the Expos. Oh my god. The durable AJ Castle gone for 4 months. A ruptured finger tendon. What were you doing with that finger, my man? Holy moly. I gotta slow it down. There's just too much going on. I can't believe this. I've never slowed this game down below 20. But we're running on 10 because there's just too much shit going on. Top of the 9th. Detroit up by 3. Have a 2-man on. Bases loaded for Toronto. 2 out. A fucking error. And a balk. A 3-run jack from Salazar retakes the 7-run lead. Toronto takes the lead on a single, scoring Morris. Actually, okay, there's not that much going on. Bottom of the 9th, Montreal trailing by 1. Detroit's loaded the bases with nobody out here against Miami. Not a great sign. The Cubs are up by 1. Seattle's up by 2. Oh my god. Fucking hell, bro. Montreal ties the game in the 9th. Fornicola doubles. They go up 2 in the 9th. Montreal now with 1st and 2nd. With 1 down, a chance to walk it off. That game has been absolutely insane. Another injury! Griffin Medellin has left the game with an injury after his 4th of the game, trying to get some goddamn insurance. This is like the fucking 8th injury today, man. Griffin Medellin. Knee inflammation. 1 week. He'll be fine, but out of this goddamn game. Bottom of the 9th, Miami get the leadoff minute board. They need more than that. LA down to their final 2 outs. Montreal still trying to walk it off. Cleveland with the tying run on the base pass. Bases loaded for Montreal. Pinch hitter Myers. It's a final in Miami. It's a final in Philly. Extra innings in Montreal. Weston gets hit by the pitch, and Cleveland wins the game! Ratana doubles into, and they steal it away! Oh my god! What a game that was! Top of the ninth, Atlanta trailing by 2. Lorenzo Hooft hit a solo home run. Diego Gonzalez with a solo home run! Oh, they're down by 1. That Hooft home run. The difference right now. Excuse me. It's a final, and I'll never hear the fucking end of it for my entire career as the commissioner of this league. Atlanta loses the resim and go down 3-1. I am finding new ways to curse the Braves every year, man. Chicago hangs on. They go up 3-1, I believe. California is up 3-1. Seattle and Philly are... I'm not sure if Seattle's up 3-1 or if it's tied at 2. Cleveland, I think, is up 3-1. Montreal is looking to go up 3-1 on the 1 seed. Yeah, Miami, it's 3-1. It's not over. Yeah, there's nobody's getting no bonks today. It's 3-1 for Detroit. It ain't over yet. Ah, he's pulling the old Jenner card. Ah. Holy shit, dude. I am actually exhausted from this game today. Like, specifically this in-game day. The last 20 minutes have been some of the most bonkers shit I've ever seen this game do. It's all my fault! Oh, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. And Montreal walks it off with a 2-run jack from Wayne Baker. They're up 3-1 on the 1 seed. Cy Evans, Michael Lehman, John Galvez. I'm sure I didn't even look at the screenshot except for what I'm sure the resim caused mass chaos. All I can do is apologize and call myself stupid. Oh shit, the resim. Oh, the resim is gonna cause havoc, man. Fuck. Alright, we should be getting to game 5 here. Yeah, alright. That's where we'll leave it. Holy moly. It actually posts the injuries here. God damn it, dude. There we go. It looks like it is not posting the injury. Dude, I swear to God, Stats Plus is so much slower in the evening. I don't know why. Okay, there it finally is starting to post the injuries, I think. Maybe? Alright, kids. That's it. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Sorry for the recent bullshit. Yeah. It's my own fault for trying to do 2 things at once, so. Anyway, see you tomorrow at regular sim time to finish this shit out. Bye!